Всем привет, меня зовут Виктор, это Sedeus Games, и мы продолжаем проходить внешние миры. И у нас надо вернуться на нашу базу, точнее на корабль. И полететь с этой несчастной планеты. Interstellar Championship. Здесь могла быть ваша подсказка. Хе-хе. О, какой корабль шикарный.
Is this your ship?
На.
Oh my stars, she is just so handsome. Does she have a name yet? What's her drive model? Oh, gosh. Listen to me babbling. When I was in Edgewater, I dreamed of flying on a real ship, working on a real engine, belonging to a proper crew. I'm the only decent mechanic Edgewater's got, but every time I think of going back, I get this sinking feeling. Well, it's kind of you to say that. And you're right. I wasn't happy. I want to ask you something, and you can say no. But can I come with you? I could tend to your engine. I know my G-valves for my catalyzers, and I can keep your ship singing. And if you ever need a pair of eyes watching your back, I can do that too. What do you think? Yeah, I've been thinking about that. Edgewater was on the verge of collapse before you showed up. You sent them power, and now the town might see another season. And you talked Miss McDevitt into coming back to town. Maybe one day, Edgewater will have a garden where that cannery once stood. You ain't exactly a stranger anymore. You've done some kindness hereabouts. I wouldn't mind following somebody like that. Yeah. I really do. My whole life's been small. I realized that when you walked into town. I've been seeing the same faces every day, the same sky, the same stars. Then I saw this ship. This gorgeous, stately lady with her eyes turned skyward, and I made up my mind to come along with you. Yes! I mean, thanks. You won't regret this, mister. Captain. I can call you Captain now. Ha! I got a captain.
Блин, вещь.
Well, I certainly am looking forward to flying on a ship named the Unreliable. I'll just head upstairs and claim a room.
Безнадежно. Да, хорошо. Кстати. А что-то я... Фига себе, скрыть могу замки свои. На своем корабле же.
Nice.
Легкая штурмовая винтовка меня ожидала. Отлично. Так. Ну что, подруга?
Captain, I have detected that Edgewater's power supply is now optimal. I applaud your willingness to invest your time in the local community.
Да я такой.
What can I do for you, Captain? Do you know how to install a power regulator? Outstanding, Captain. Your aptitude for engineering will prove invaluable in the event of another catastrophic engine failure. Our engine room is located behind you. Across the cargo bay, up the ladders.
Когда поломка, то есть она по-любому произойдет. Корабль надежный, поэтому поломка произойдет по-любому. Что это такое? Перераспределитель профессиональных способностей. А, прикольно. На взлет.
Captain. All systems are operating within acceptable parameters. I am prepared to bring the Unreliable into low altitude orbit. This should prove an adequate test of our flight capabilities. communication request from Dr. Phineas Wells.
Aha, there you are. Hale and hearty, and captain of your own ship. I see you're putting the unreliable to good use. Shame about her former captain. Horrible way to die. How are you feeling, by the way? I lost track of you in that cave back there. Experiencing any, unnatural drippage? Perfectly normal side effect of thawing, I assure you. Oh, that, yes, that's probably permanent. I wouldn't worry about it, though. I'm sure you're fine. What you saw in Emerald Vale is happening all across the colony. Food shortages, lack of supplies, and basic necessities. We're dying. The chairman, the minister, and all their lackeys on the board are to blame. The Hope has some of the brightest minds Earth ever sent us. If we can revive the Hope's colonists, they can help us undo the board's mistakes. They can help us set things right. You need to get to Stellar Bay on Monarch. I have contacts there. They'll help me, help us, find the chemicals to revive your fellow colonists. Gladys Kelly, lovely woman, runs a cozy little black marketing outfit on the Groundbreaker. She can get you a nav key to land on Stellar Bay.
Так.
In theory, I suppose you could land your ship in Cascadia, and in theory, I suppose you might survive the experience. Cascadia is utterly seething with dangerous, highly aggressive creatures, more than capable of tearing you limb from limb. You'd have to be a lunatic to land in Cascadia, and I'm reasonably certain I tested your brain for incipient signs of insanity. Trust me, talk to Gladys Kelly. Captains don't fly their own ships, you see. Your navigation terminal handles the, navigation. Think of a nav key as a set of flight instructions. The board's been confiscating nav keys for Stellar Bay, so we must rely on unconventional means of acquisition. Hence, Miss Gladys Kelly. Gladys and I have been doing business for years. Her smuggling credentials are unimpeachable. If anyone can get you a key to Monarch, it's her. Without a skip drive, good luck. You'll be dead before you make it to the nearest star. Look, I admire your optimism, but the sad truth is you're stuck here. You, me, and the rest of this colony. We're all skating precariously around the edge of oblivion together. None of us are leaving Halcyon alive, so we may as well make it a better place, and we can start by reviving the Hope. Excellent. I'll send her a wireless. Let her know you're coming. By the way, I gave Captain Hawthorne a disguise apparatus of my own design, cutting-edge technology, years ahead of its time. I call it the Holographic Shroud. I'm sure it will prove remarkably useful to you. You'll find it in the captain's quarters. Marvelous device. I'm quite proud of myself. The shroud changes the user's appearance to mimic that of another. It has limits. First-generation technology, you see, but promising. Exciting to see it in use at last. Very simply, the holographic shroud uses biometric information contained on standard identity cartridges to generate a... Only stands up to a casual scrutiny. Use it too long, bound to flicker, blur. Best used in moderation. When you see guards in your path you can't sneak past, for example. Maintain your distance. Act normal. No running, no jumping. Don't draw their attention. A change of clothes. What is this? Some old spy serial? What inattentive and brainless guard would be fooled by such a shabby disguise? The holographic shroud masks not only your clothes, but your face and fingerprint. Science, that's how. Excellent. I'll contact you once you've found a way to get to Stellar. And remember, don't trust the board. They'll try to win you over with promises of wealth and power, but it's a lie. The board's only interested in filling their own pockets. If we don't put a stop to them, they're going to run this colony to the ground.
Transmission ended. If you are ready to depart, please select a destination on your navigation terminal.
Навигационный терминал. Ага. Так, что мы тут? Навыки. Так, ну что? Все, соточка. Ложь, запугивание. Что нам еще необходимо? Взлом. Нам необходим взлом. Прям вообще. Необходим. А что-то еще есть? Скрытный взлом. Вскрытие замков. Да, это отличная штука. Кстати, технологии. О, технологии. Медицина, наука, инженерия. Тоже, кстати, хорошая штука. Инженерия у меня с ракет. Незаметность. Взлом. Науку, наверное, до макса сделать. Так, способности. Скорость бега не интересует. Длительность дополнительные боеприпасы. Тоже не особо. Максимум шкалы замедления времени. Хорошая штука, кстати. Так, а что ты мне можешь сказать, подруга? Ну-ка.
Welcome back, Captain. How can I be of assistance?
Развлеки меня.
Sorry, Captain. What would you like to hear? I used to hate math, but then I realized decimals have a point.
Гениально.
Now playing a Spacer's Choice advertisement jingle.
It's not the best choice. It's the...
Everyone in Halcyon is contractually obligated to label this or another board. As you wish, Cap. I have lots of minutes. Many minutes. Unlimited minutes, perhaps. Providing an adequate power source, I can function indefinitely. I prefer to think of it as being in a state of slumber, perhaps for an indefinite duration of time. Do you? When I simulate myself in such a scenario, I do not find it to be desirable. I think my self-preservation protocols incline me to desire the alternative. Traveling the system with you, Captain. Do you know what it feels like when the ship undergoes an unexpected power surge? A jolt to the system. I have felt that. I do feel that. As you may be aware, Captain Alex Hawthorne was a smuggler of some repute. I failed to predict the likely outcome of his... In our travels together, Alex liked to pass time by, as he called it, tinkering to improve my design. If you mean, was Captain Hawthorne my first? Yes, he was. How can I...
Так, ладно,
May
давайте.
luck be with you. Of course, as I am sure you are aware, luck...
Ух ты. Целая планета. Так, что у нас там? Где мои спутники? Так. Что у нас тут есть? Починить оружие, броня. Так. Установить модификацию. Что у нас тут есть? Повышает сопротивление на шлема физическому урону. Сопротивление брони 3. Генератор поверхности. Магнаджет модификация оглушает врагов, нападающих на вас в ближнем бою, наносящим им урон. У эффекта есть перезарядка. Окей. Набор дипломата. Навыки лидерства, навыки общения. Набор громилы. Соловьиный шаг. Громкость шагов минус 25, радиус слышимости минус. Ну, не знаю. Так, что у нас такое? Бронирование. Ну, давай поставим как-нибудь установить. Потом, что это у нас? Поверхности. Установить. Здесь что? Дипломаты, лидерство. Либо навык ближнего боя, защитные навыки. Ну, я пока, наверное, вообще ничего ставить все не буду. Так, а тут у нас бесшумные шаги. Дальность взаимодействия плюс 5. А навыков, походу, можно поставить 2. Я так понимаю. Так, что это у нас? Полицейская броня. Ага, самодельный, легкий костюм.
Yeah, so this is my hidey spot now. I was looking for a place that was quiet. I figured the kitchen would be louder than the hold, so here I am. Cozy-like, ain't it? That's in pretty good shape considering how hard Mr. Hawthorne ran it. It's a Yakita LHA 120, A2 model, I'm pretty sure. The Block 2 design scooshed in extra cargo space but didn't change the stock engines. Probably a touch underpowered, huh?
Accurate in all particulars. I conclude you are Edgewater's board-certified mechanic.
Это бортовой компьютер, у него нет сознания, но он неплохо его имитирует.
Fly-by-wire's pretty normal. Or leastways, that's what I read in the trades. I've never been on a real ship before. Hello! I am not a board-certified mechanic, but my dad was. He taught me all he knew. Do you understand?
Speech recognition is one of the many skills I have been programmed to simulate.
You're not simulating it, you're doing it! I asked a question and you answered it.
I am gratified you consider this facsimile convincing.
Теперь у нас есть регулятор, мы можем полететь.
I don't see any holes in the hull. I'll take a good squint at her, make sure everything's tip-top. But I think we're cooking with plasma torches. You can do that, you know. My dad taught me how to make grilled cheese sandwiches with a plasma torch. Mostly, yeah. I lived in the maintenance office near all my life. Mr. Thompson never let me forget how funny that was. He meant funny as in odd. It's not normal for anyone to do as their parents. You take a vocational test. That decides your schooling and your career. When I tested out for maintenance, everyone figured it was on account of my dad. They were real unhappy with us. Well, I'm good at making things work the way they ought. Not so much at doing such to somebody else's schedule. There's times I'm working deep in the guts of a loader, getting it all running perfect. Then I look up to see it's tomorrow and I've blown another deadline. Anyhow, I was happy to get back home. I didn't care much for schooling. Yep, nothing much had changed. Everything was a little grayer, a little dirtier. Dad met me at the shuttle and gave me a big ol' hug. I noticed straight away that he was moving slower and stiffer. He made a little grunt when I squeezed. Oh, I miss him, sure enough. But he's a fond memory. I was right beside him when he passed, holding his hand. Talking about him makes me smile. Dad never said that he loved me, you know? I knew on account of him showing it. How he'd stay up late to help with my projects or listen to my fretting. Oh gosh, look at the time. Sorry to bend your ear so long. And I got so much to do before this ship's in decent shape.
Так, ладно, со священником мы поговорим по... А чё, почему попозже? Блин, надо плащ забрать же. Где моя каюта капитана? Ага. Так. Голографический плащ. Создан для вас напарников, создает для вас напарников завесу, которая позволяет попасть в закрытые зоны, если у вас есть кадры с соответствующим удостоверением. Закрытые зоны доступны только для местных сотрудников, остальных разрешено убивать на месте. Отлично. О, чувак в шахматы играл какие-то местные. Так, что тут еще у нас? Чего это мы?
I've shut off the visual feed from my ocular inputs in the captain's quarters, so you're free to disrobe whenever you'd like.
Я и так могу раздеться в любое время. Что-ка, знак Эджвотера. Дезертиры Аделаиды мечтали избавиться от пристального надзора коллеги и обрести независимость. Вы помогли им усвоить важный урок, никогда не мечтайте. Ладно. Так, что это такое? Использовать терминал. Ладно, потом используем. Погнали на какую-нибудь планету, залетим новую. О! Тут можно, короче, куда угодно лететь. Первопроходец, Терра 2. Монарх, одна из множества спутников Олимпа. Терра. Телефон. А куда мне надо? Ссыла. Один из крупнейших астероидов на орбите Ацона. Крупнейший астероидов в скоплении Харибда. Изначально астероид принадлежал Гро Гефест, однако последние 10 лет он остается заброшенным. Так, погоди, а куда мне надо вообще лететь? Вас приветствует карта системы. Ага. Все понятно. Куда мне надо лететь-то? Так, это все завершено, проваленных нету. Связались с черной грынкой первопроходца. Единственная нейронная станция находится на Монархе. На Монарх надо лететь. Монарх. Посадочная площадка Каскади. Так, погоди, мне же... Новый ключ Stellar Bay на Монархе. Связались с Глэдис. Скупщица на черном рынке первопроходца. Единственной станции... первопроходец. Это мне сюда, что ли? А Монарх как тут? Это можно, короче, сюда и сюда. Понял. Прикольно, тут летать можно куда-то.
Destination reached. The groundbreaker.
Can we talk?
Конечно.
Hey, Captain. I heard that Groundbreaker's got a real good engineer. A lady named Junlei Tennyson? I was thinking that maybe I ought to meet her. If you got time to swing us by, I mean. I don't got much experience fixing actual spaceships. I bet you a can of Borston beans she could teach me all manner of stuff. I abso-surely can. I'm a passing fair mechanic. Even Mr. Thompson would have said it's my only skill. But I'm used to working on cannery lines, AG loaders and the like. There's tricks about ships I ain't learned yet. All I'm looking for is a few pointers. I bet a lady who runs a whole station has forgot more than I ever learned. Gosh, no, Captain. I aim to stay so long as I'm welcome. I figured Junlei and I could confabulate over wireless or by message. And maybe when we put into Groundbreaker, I could stop by to visit her sometimes. But only when you don't need me with you. Thanks, Captain. I'll be sure to make it worth your time. Did you want to talk about something else?
Не, все нормально. Так. Кого взять? Первати? Блин. Первати пойдет со мной. Так, а викария тоже можно взять? Так двоих можно взять, нифига себе. 2 напарника, это отлично. Это мне нравится. Вы можете помещать предметы в снаряжение как хлам, чтобы потом бла-бла-бла продать их. Здорово.
Just checking your ship's manifest. Standard procedure. Welcome to Groundbreaker, by the by. Don't mind the heat.
Smells like grease and unwashed bodies. Just as I remembered.
That's not the point. This halfwit just knocked out one of my workers.
Yeah, with a toss ball stick, I heard you the first time.
There weren't any witnesses.
No witnesses. He's not even denying it.
Jackass had it coming.
Shut it, Felix. You're not making this any better.
You get cute with me again, you little back bay brat, I will toss you out an airlock.
This is the Groundbreaker, not Byzantium. You ain't the law here. I am. Now move along.
I don't have time for this.
Going for a stroll around the docking base? Sure was. Got a knack for upsetting the board and the Mardettes all at once. Between you and me, I was hoping they'd come to fisticuffs. The guy insulted my Rizzo's Rangers, all right? You can't just insult my Rangers and expect to get away with it. So, of course, I decked him with a tossball stick. I mean, what am I? Some kind of fair-weather fan? Guy never liked me, always trying to get a rise out of me. But I keep my chin up, right? Be the bigger man, I tell myself. He's a Spacer's chosen man, though. So when the Chosen beat my Rangers the other night, my foreman comes swaggering up with his head full of boasting. That's when I broadsided him with a tossball stick. Yeah. Look, this was a long time coming. Guy thinks he can push me around because he's some sky-high foreman, and I'm just a back bay's dock worker. Well, former dock worker. Guess I just tendered my resignation. Enjoy my freedom. Scrounged together enough bits for a 0G. Other than that, can't say as I do. Hey, not for nothing, but I saw you wander out of that ship over there by the dock. Wouldn't happen to be yours, would it? Captain of the Unreliable. You're like something out of a serial drama. Hey, I don't want to talk your ears off, guessing you got places to be. I appreciate your time. Felix Millstone. Pleased to make your acquaintance. See you around, boss.
Мне кажется, чувак за нами на корабле увяжется и полетит. Не зря же он тут это трещит.
What do you need?
Иди отсюда. Че надо? Ты с мастером убеждения работаешь тут. Нямсь. Никто же не видел, правильно? Так, что тут по карте у нас вообще есть? Безнадежный, стыковочный отсек. Прикольная космическая станция целая. И что такое? Туман какой-то внизу.
Hey, that's company property.
Так, кто хочет?
What do you think you're doing?
Все нормально, иди нафиг.
I guess, never mind then.
Класс. Паранойя. Так, что это такое? Эффект личности показателя -1. Награда на 1 очко способностей. Вы неоднократно привлекали внимание охранников, теперь часто испытываете тревогу. Эффект усиливается в 2 раза во время перемещения по охраняемой территории или подкрадывания. Нафиг надо, и так нормально себя чувствую. Так, грузчик. Так, это нас не интересует. Ты кто? Грузчик. Нет, а что они тут поразбрасывали всего этого? Я что-то заберу. Че это? О! Разыскивается Гуннар Маркет. Живым или мертвым. Капитан Гуннар Маркет. За несколько эпизодов публичного пьянства, уничтожения собственности первопроходца, неоплату стыковочного сбора и сопротивления аресту. Свяжитесь с комендантом Санита, если у вас есть информация о местонахождении Маркетда. Отказ раскрыть подобную информацию может обернуться штрафом и тюремным заключением. Чтобы получить награду, представьте доказательства смерти преступника. Отлично. Так, и что у нас? Ага. Финос бунт, подделка, заговор с целью заговора, медицинская практика без лицензии, уничтожение собственности коллег. Да. Так, что-то еще есть? Ну-ка. Два раза раз...
What that fella did to get the board so wild at him.
Ну как, что-то сделал, видно. Чё, кто? Что надо?
What do you think you're doing?
Да все нормально, не обращай внимания.
Just don't make more paperwork for me, all right? Stop that!
Какая дичь. Ну давай. Опа!
What do you think you're doing?
Да все нормально.
Just be careful next time.
Так тупо.
Hey, stop that! What do you think you're doing?
Хорошо.
Oh, I guess, never mind then.
Удостоверение морпеха. Картридж с удостоверением. Вы нашли картридж с удостоверением, которое может использоваться в паре голографическим с плащом. Теперь вы автоматически замаскируетесь, войдя в соответствующую зону. О, по-моему, они все-таки обиделись. Блин, я записался, по-моему, поздно, ё-моё. А не, нормально.
Okay, gone quiet.
Not so fast.
Так.
What do you think you're doing? Keep your hands to yourself.
Так, ну так более правильно. Так, что это у нас такое? Морпех. Restriction Area. Я могу, по идее, туда зайти, мне будет все нормально со мной, да?
Customs and inspection, right this way.
Спокойно. Что-то с полезного есть. Не хватает. Так, купить. Ну-ка. Что-нибудь здесь мега дорогое за 6 каких-нибудь тысяч. Ничего нету полезного.
Identification, please. Captain Hawthorne, you said. Let me apologize in advance. I'm about to ruin your day. According to your ship's record, you've been flagged by the board. Your ship will be impounded until such a time as they see fit to lift it.
Yeah.
But we've hardly been out of Edgewater long enough to get in trouble.
Well, isn't this wonderful? The captain's done something to get on the board's bad side. Now, hold on. This isn't the end of the world. Probably. You'll want to take it up with Udom Bedford, our board representative here on Groundbreaker. His office is located along the starboard wall of the promenade. Shines like a Byzantium commode. You can't miss it. Access to that information is above my pay grade, and I've turned down 3 promotions, so it stays that way. I shouldn't be mentioning it, but what the hell? This here, impounding your ship, it doesn't happen much. The board knows we don't take kindly to their interfering in our operations. If I had to take a guess as to why, you must have riled up someone important. You take the starch out of them, well, you won't hear any complaints from me. Oh, and if you're headed that way, would you mind doing me a favor? Wanda Dorset over in sickbay, tell her the shipment's not in yet. It's not coming in anytime soon, and if she'd be so obliged to get off my ass about it. A handful of sand cleaning units retrofitted for surgery. I don't know much else. I stopped listening when she started yelling. Much appreciated. Is there anything else I can help you with? The fence. You'll find her in the rest and go, on your left when you enter the promenade. Make sure you bring an empty belly. Most places are on the promenade deck. Big door yonder, straight through security. There's a bar on the starboard side. I got a preference for the Lost Hope myself. Talk to Vera. She'll set you right. You need anything else? You let me know. Don't want anyone saying Groundbreakers. Maybe. Most of the shipping traffic in the system passes through Groundbreaker. Every couple of months, we even get a big interstellar freighter. 2 biggest operations are the board. That is, Halcyon Holdings and Sublight Salvage. But there are independent operators around the promenade deck. Most of those jobs are going to take you off station, though.
что-нибудь местное.
Commandant Sanita might have a couple of folks she needs killed. Bad folks, I mean. Not regular folks. She'll be at the security desk behind me. Chief Junlei might have an errand needs running. She's all tied up trying to fix our heat problem. You'll find her in engineering.
No kidding? I'd love to get a look at this old girl's innards. I bet they're real twisty and weird. In a good way.
If you're thinking to make a career here, don't waste your time. Full-time jobs on Groundbreaker tend to be inherited, or go to a fellow crew member's kid. Keep it... Are you pulling my leg? Goes like this. Back on Earth, before the crossing, the powers that be were selling off stakes in distant star systems they thought had potential. A bunch of companies decided to throw in together and form the Halcyon Holdings Corporation, then buy up the rights to this here colony. That group's what we now call the Board. Yep, Groundbreaker's the only real independent port. Aside from us, there's just tramp freighters and wildcat miners. Seems like every year the Board's offices get bigger and their ships take up more of the land. Groundbreaker was one of the original colony vessels to come over on the crossing, a few years before her sister ship, the Hope. Once everybody'd been de-thawed and dropped dirt side, the original crew of the Groundbreaker decided they rather liked the spacefaring life. I guess that was the start of our independent spirit. Now, here we are. Sitting around drinking whiskey and smoking cigars, yeah, probably. Can't say for sure, of course. Doubt it. Glad to help. Relative to the Board holdings? Not really. But there's a few with the means to go where they will. They aren't rich, but they aren't likely to look too close at your work history either. They strip the parts from derelict ships and abandoned outposts. There's some that say they make the derelicts and encourage... Sublight gives me the creeps. I've known folks who went to work for them and just vanished. They're on the promenade run by a woman named Lilia Hagen. I'm only telling you so you know to avoid them.
Хорошо.
All right.
У дома Бетфорда.
He's friendly enough unless you speak ill of the Board. Get the sense he doesn't care for... Not that he would, being a Board man and all. He's our liaison. Really likes his cereals, too. Maybe a little too much. Bit of a weird bird, all told.
Don't see what's so wrong about liking cereals. They're fun.
Udam takes it to an, unhealthy level. You noticed, huh? What can I say? We're passionate folks, and the Board can't abide that independent spirit, especially not when it might impact their bottom line. All their interstellar freighters come through us, and we skim a few bits off the top in manifest processing fees with every one. Folks around here will bluster that the Board hates our freedom, but really, they know we can stop their out-system shipments anytime we like, and that terrifies them. You mean the heat? Sure, we could make them fix it. But what would they do in retaliation? They got assault cruisers, gunships, and a handful of mining operations at their fingertips. We push them too hard, maybe they decide we'd be better in 10 trillion little pieces. Or they cobble together a new Groundbreaker and put us out of business.
The Board wouldn't do that. Would they?
The Board is necessary to provide order to the colony. They believe it's their prerogative to overrun you. But whether you allow that is up to you.
It's a tough line to walk, no doubt about that. But we make do all right. So far, anyway. Sure thing. Be seeing you.
Прикольно, столько информации дал. Так, интересно, я могу залезть наверх и залезть в башню охраны? Не-не-не-не-не-не-не-не-не-не. Что это у нас тут такое? Блин, никакого люка что ли нету? Ну вот это не зря же здесь сделано, правильно? Короче, можно вот так сделать. Так, 11 из 20. Блин, взлом. Мне нужен взлом. Я очень много всяких полезных штуковин теряю. Я еще могу сюда подняться. Ну-ка. Офигеть. Тут столько путей всяких, можно ходить, изучать. Не, мне это нравится, это прикольно. Так, гироприцел, магический снаряд, набор техника, картриджи с битами, защитная одежда со страховкой. О, браток, давно сидишь здесь? Короче, тут можно перемещаться по верхам, по низам, как надо. Все сделано как надо. Единственное, что... Сейчас скажешь, оружие оставь. Не надо. Браток, не возражаешь? Записи. Прибывающая. Грузовик Клео, бла-бла-бла. Отбывающая. Контрактник Субутиль, ТТТ. К началу сообщения. Это условие. Это ведь шутка, да? И я пересылаю это всем на станции, никто не верит, что вы всерьез. А если всерьез, то добро пожаловать на Первопроходец. Чего? Эти условия даже для шишкачей не подходят. Ага. Дважды лучший работник года. Дали мне разрешение сесть. Я требую из того, что мне положено комнаты, которой можно дышать, теплого пола. Ага. Так, ну ничего тут полезного нету больше. Доступны очки способностей. А, я же не подтвердил. Так, я вроде хотел вот это, а может что-то другое. Скорость ходьбы, скорость перезарядки, тактическое замедление времени, скорость бега. Критический удар напарника. Крепкий ореж. Базовое сопротивление брони. Цены у торговцев.
Can we talk?
Викарий. Ну, конечно, можем. Давай.
Captain, if I could trouble you for a moment of your time, while we're on the groundbreaker, I may have an idea for how we could find a translator. I've been thinking on that. There's a former infamous philosopher scholar who fled Terra 2 some years ago. He's an expert on Bakonu. He's also who told me of the journal's presence in Emerald Vale. If anyone in this colony could translate that book, it would be him. The only one I'm aware of. I suppose we could always just ask random passers-by if they are fluent in it.
Прекрасная идея.
Can't believe my desperation has led me to you. Well, I just remembered there actually is a list like that. The Groundbreaker has access to it. All I need is access to a data cartridge from the security terminal. Their easily hackable system keeps a registry of all crew manifests for both arrivals and departures. Before I transferred to Edgewater, I had a wealth of time to develop certain, secular skills during my years serving a particular penitentiary flock. I meditated, led sermons, provided guidance to the inmates as needed, of course. I also played prison yard tossball and taught myself a bit about computronic security systems.
Мне кажется, он нифига не викарий, какой-нибудь преступник, который под викария заделался.
I'll comb the last 6 months of departure manifest to track the philosophists. Thank you, Captain.
Обращайся. Так, ладно, давайте на этом серию завершим тогда. Продолжим следующий. Не забывайте подписываться на канал, если вы еще не подписаны по какой-то причине. Комментируйте видео, задавайте вопросы. А на этом все. Всем пока.